Hey guys, today is December the 21st of 2014 and I want to go over the euro dollar and the US dollar using price and time technical analysis. So please pause the video and read the video disclaimer. We're going to start out with the commitments of trader report, which is a COT report, and I wanted to show you that large speculators look like they are starting to buy the euro. Also with retail, which is the red line. You see this blue line, this is a commercial institutions, pretty much, you know, the bigger players with money are starting to sell the euro instead of buying it, hedging. You can see it more clearly on the index, where large speculators in retail, which is you and me, are buying the euro. They possibly can mean a couple of things. It can mean that they think the bottom is close or is near, and they're getting ahead of the herd. Commercial are doing the same thing too. You can see sentiment is going higher while the euro is going lower. Take that with a grain of salt. It's just pretty much telling you where the money is being lined up, and you know they probably foresee that maybe we're really close to a bottom with the euro. Looking at the performance, you can see that the euro and the Swiss on the weekly performance are the worst ones. You can see on the month, Aussie was the worst one, with the euro and the Swiss neck and neck. Aussie and the yen were the worst for the quarter. Half a year, Aussie and the yen was the worst of the bunch, with the euro and the New Zealand tagging right behind. You can see for the year, the euro and the yen were the worst, and year to date, the euro and the yen. Looking at our Gann square of 9 using the May 8th pivot high, you can see that this is where we're at. And if you count the levels, cycles, or vibration levels, we're already at the 8th right here. And then one more will be the 9th. So we're pretty close to some kind of bottom. What date is it? I'm not too sure, but this could be possible dates: 26th, the 3rd, and the 11th. Let's get into the charts. As you can see right here, this is a big level that I have my eye on, which is at 21.84. This is a 50%, and it looks like, you know, the euro has pierced it before and then found support, and the euro here pierced it and then bounced off. So this is a strong level. So maybe that's why the large speculators and commercial are unwinding, because they kind of see maybe, you know, this is going to hold. But if it goes lower, we'll jump in. But I guess they're, you know, locking in profits. So I just wanted to show you that big level there. Let's see what else. Yeah, I think that's it. All the other ones are just smaller levels that are closer. We look at the daily. You can see that seasonal dates have worked out great. Seasonal day was the 2nd. I try to put this out a month, in the beginning of the month, and you can see that the 2nd we got a nice little hit to the downside. This one came in, I guess, a little late because the seasonal date was the 9th. Put a pivot low on the 8th, got a nice little pop, and right here we put a high on the 16th, and we got seasonal dates of the 20th and the 21st. 21st is a major seasonal date. It's the equinox, winter. W.D. Gann teaches that, you know, most of the times, not all the time, but sometimes, commodities, stocks, currencies, any instruments you could think of, sometimes they take turns and change in trend on these equinox seasonal dates. So we're right on it today. So it should be interesting to see if the euro pushes down, kisses this, and, you know, Monday come, start, you know, doing a change in trend like W.D. Gann teaches, or, you know, stall, go sideways, or even push lower. But keep that in the back of your mind, just because, you know, we're always dealing with possibilities and probabilities. I think that's it for this chart. Try to make this fast. I don't think there's anything else. It's just the big levels I wanted to show you. Of course, can't forget the Gann swing. Still to the downside. As you can see, nothing positive, so don't even think of going long unless you know, I mean, you can if you think this is the bottom here. But let the confirmation come before you jump on the trend. But right now it's looking very bearish. And I'm going to show you one of the reasons why I think it might push a little lower, because it looks like the dollar's heading to a target, and we just got to wait and see if it's going to hit it or not. But that's it on this chart. Let me see, anything else that I could think of. Not pretty much. That was it for this chart. Let's go into our solution chart. First thing I want to show you cycle-wise, using the May 8th pivot high, we want to kind of evaluate this cycle indicator to see if it kind of worked out. And you can see that it picked a trend that it was definitely going to push lower. It came late on the turn. The July 1st was the turn right there, and this one was telling around the 14, 13. So it came in a little late. It picked a little low here on the 7, 6, 8, and then it turned here, so it kind of was late. The turn, they said, was August 25th, pushed lower, found a pivot low here, and then this one said the pivot low was the 14th. So it's always a little late. Kind of picked it up, not the top, but the turn with momentum pushed down. Said it was a low on the December 3rd. There was a pivot low on the 8th, so a couple of days later, pushed higher. But the end game, it says there's going to be supposedly a pop to the July 1st, June 1st of the 2015. So it could probably be inverse. Push lower here, maybe turn on July, June. But the end game, it says that on March the 3rd or somewhere around there, the first week of March, the euro should bottom. Is that the case? Is that the fact? No, it remains to be seen. But I figure I'd share some forecasting and see how this indicator toughs it out, how good it is or how bad it is. So that's that. Bradley model, very good Bradley model this month. You can see that it picked the top here on the 11th, 19 around there, and picked the low right here on 12/8. Sorry, I'm reading it backwards. November 19 and 12/8 worked out great. Didn't pick this one out, but it's saying that maybe there could be a possible low on the 27th, 28 around there. So keep an eye on that date. I like when the Bradley model, just for tips, when it has it spread out like that. When it's like this, this cluster is kind of choppy, but you see like this area, I really like this area right here. It didn't pick the top, but it was pretty spread out. What's this right here? It picked the low right here, so that was pretty good. Not too good there. It picked some kind of top. It was a couple of days off. But it said it was the 7th was the top, and then the 8th kicked in, so that was pretty good. But when it's here, it's just kind of choppy. This is when it's nice. This might be a little nice too, looking at the future. Looking at the optimized one, you can see that it picked this one right here. Optimized meaning optimized for the euro. It picked the top here, and then it has like a turn here, the 28th. So somewhere around 27th, 28th. Keep an eye on the euro. I don't know if it's going to be a bottom, a bounce, scalp trade. And then, there's a big gap here all the way to the 22nd of March. So that's that for there. Looking at our, let's see, ellipse, we can see that this could probably be a little nice little bottom here for a nice little scalp, anywhere between the 21.98. It's also there with the 50%, which is at 50% level. 21.84. So that 21.84 and that 21. Yeah, it's gonna crack it a little low, but that's a level on the free ellipse. Nothing there. On the multi-planetary fan, this is Venus, so it was chopping around here, but it's below it, so it failed it. On harmonics, so we could get a little closer. We could see that, and this is from the impulse, you can see that maybe around the 24th, 25th, it could possibly maybe find a turning point. On the saw, using the first impulse from May 8th, it could possibly maybe find a turn on January the 8th. Also on the Fourier string, possible low could be anywhere between May 1st, around there, for a nice little pop, but that remains to be seen. Harmonics, short time frame, could be a nice little pop between the 27th, 28th. You see right there with the harmonic view. Nothing there in the Fibonacci. Fibonacci retracement in regards to time from the 7/24/2012 pivot low to the May 8th, 2014 low. You can see we hit a 138.2 Fibonacci in time, which is the 12th of January. So keep an eye on that too. Gann fans, we cracked them all. There's no Gann fans from this pivot low here. We're below it, so anything could mean that we could probably kiss the 2041 and maybe find support, unless we don't find support at that 50% level, which is at 2180-ish level. On the weekly, you can see that we're negative, so nothing bullish there. On the monthly, these last couple of months has just been all bearish, so nothing positive there. On the Gann square, could possibly be a turning point there again, the 28th, 29th, so keep an eye on that. Nothing there. On the planetary returns, this one worked out really good. The Venus Mars picked this top right here in resistance and shot down. The next one will probably going to be the 25th of January, unless we don't find a bottom somewhere around here. But that one worked out great. This one picked up the low. This one's a little early, but you know, sometimes these things work, and if you have faith in them, and you know they show a lot of good, you know, profit, it's good to use them. Planetary fans, still below, nothing there. The Gann square using the 2008 high, you can see it now. We found support here, bounce, failed right here, and failed this one by one. So this is where we're at right now. We just hit the what is it, the 1/8. This is the 1/6, and then this is the 1/4 in time. So right now we're at the 1/8. Let's see what happens there. Using the 128 technique, you got the 24th, 25th. Something could happen there. Could be a possible pivot low if we continue pushing lower. And also right here too, the 21st coming up. So on the open tonight should be interesting. I think that's it for this chart. The dollar. This is what I wanted to show you. This is my Gann grid. And my last video, if you've seen it, I was telling you that we were chopping around the 61.8 fan. And a possible target could be that 90.24, which is a 38.2% Fibonacci level. So it looks like it wants to go there, unless this is a bear trap. And at the futures open, the dollar's going to plummet, you know, down. I don't know, and maybe retest this 61.8 angle. Not too sure, but it looks like it wants to head up there and maybe even go higher. But that's the target for now. A couple of targets, but using this Gann grid, that could be a foreseeable, you know, a target that could probably hit it. 90.24. Looking at the let's go to the euro now. You can see that the dollar is very overextended right here. Looking at the euro, you can see that we're very oversold, and within this channel, we just hit a bottom right here, and very overextended within the linear regression channels. Found the bottom here on the bottom linear regression channel. Doesn't mean they'll find support. It could still push lower. I'm just telling you how extreme this price action is. This is the another level right here, but we're right here, and this is on the monthly chart. On the weekly, you can see we found support at this pivot, which is at 21.19. We fail that, we're going to push lower to a possible target 21.01, and obviously the 20.41, which is the July 24, 2012 swing low. So that's a low pivot right there. If we crack that, there's some more. We could go hit maybe 1876 and push even lower. Looking at the DX, the dollar, You can see that these are the targets. We blew through this pivot, and we're into this target of 89.97. If we hit 89.97, your next pivot will be the 90.61. Blow through 90.61, and you're going to 90.24. Then that 66 around there, or 61. Looking at the daily, you can see that there's a cluster of pivots on the monthly that I jogged down. 90, 94, 90, 79, and 90, I think that's 88 or 66. And that's where that pivot is. So taking it in sequence, you hit the 89.97, this pivot right here of 90.04, and then the 90.24, which I showed you in the other chart. If you blow through there, then your next level will be the 90.52, and then all this cluster right here. And then I got these other levels, 92.52, which is a pivot swing high, and then the 93.60 on the dollar. So you got to keep an eye on the dollar, because that's the one that's running the show. Once you see where the dollar finds resistance, and it just, it's going to be blowing steam wherever it's going to find resistance, go sideways, or maybe get a, hit a target and then get a nice little flush down, and then you're going to get, some more bulls trying to retest that, and then once it fails it twice, there could be, a nice little opportunity to get in under these oversold pairs or short the dollar. But as of right now, it still has Momo. Let's see how this price action today opens. And then in regards to the dollar, euro, same thing. Those are your levels you want to keep an eye on. Possible target the 21.76. If we hold that 50% right here, 21.84. If we hold that, could be a nice little target. 21.76. If we blow right through it, 21.02, and then we're testing the July 24th low of 2012. And lastly, the big picture. I want to show you a few things. Below 20 minutes, great. This is a 50% level I'm seeing right here. We kissed the 200 level, simple moving average, and this linear regression channel, and there's a 50% of the 21.32 on the euro, below the 21.80ish low I showed you, and that's from a 20-year monthly, using a 15-year monthly. You can see that 21.32 still remains, and we kissed the 200. We narrow it down to 10-year monthly. You see that we're at the what level is that? The 87.5% level right here, and then there's a pivot low of 1642. So that's that level too. You want to keep an eye on 21.91. These are huge levels right here. This is not like the 50. This is just more micro past the 50. But the 50 is still around here too. So I'm just showing you that. Monthly, everything is negative. We kind of had a signal here, but it was a fake out. Weekly, the 2041, July 24th, 2012 low. Well, looks like we're heading towards it. We cracked through all these levels. Sell signal, TEMA's negative, everything is negative right here. Fisher negative. This is kind of choppy, showing some positive signs, but still negative. On the daily, you can see that we just hit the equinox, winter equinox. So that again teaches what I'm telling you guys. So keep an eye on that. And we also have a new moon coming up, which is the 22nd. So let's see how this pans out. But as you can see, all the indicators are negative. We had a squeeze play, interesting enough, that started from the November 25th, and it has ended the 18th with a sell signal that just kicked in on the 19th, meaning that it could possibly push lower, or it could be, you know, a bear trap. Either way, how you look at it. And on the 12-hour, we're at the lows, and I don't see nothing positive here in regards to the indicators. So keep an eye on the dollar, and I know this week is going to be kind of slow, not a lot of volume. You know, could be a lot of manipulation since it's low volume. So trade with your stops. If you don't have stops, just keep an eye on the markets. And happy holidays, and keep on pimping.